Okay, so in this problem, again, we are solving a rational equation. So we need to find out what our least common denominator would be. Now, before we do that, we need to make sure that every single denominator is fully factored. And we can see that this x squared minus 25 is not fully factored because this is a difference of two squares. So it will factor into x plus 5, x minus 5. But now we can look at the common denominator, which would be x plus 5 and x minus 5. We need to take into consideration every single one of those binomials. So now what we're going to do is we're going to multiply through by that common denominator. So I'm going to rewrite my problem, leaving some space. And I'm going to rewrite it in that factored form also. Very, very important. So you can see what is going to cancel easily. And then I'm going to show that we're multiplying through by the common denominator. Now, I really, really like using different colors whenever we're working these problems, and actually I like using different colors in most of the math that we're doing, just so that I can show what I'm doing to each equation. So I really do like using red and blue and green along with it so I can see those steps. It helps whenever you're going back and you're trying to review and figure out, how did I work through this problem? Where did those things come from? It helps you to distinguish between the original problem and the things that you have done to the problem. Okay, so for our first term here, the x plus 5s will cancel out. So we have x minus 5 times 1, which is x minus 5, equals. For our second term here, the x plus 5s will cancel, and the x minus 5s will cancel. So we have 2x. Now for this last term, the x minus 5s will cancel. So we have a minus x plus 5 times 3. I'm going to write this as minus 3 times x plus 5. I like to write the monomial first. And now we need to distribute out our negative 3 before we can go any further. So this will give us x minus 5 equals 2x minus 3x minus 15. And then collecting like terms, x minus 5 equals 2x minus 3x would be negative x minus 15. And now we're going to, again, collect like terms. So we're going to move this negative x over to the left by adding x to both sides. So x plus x will be 2x. And I'm going to move this negative 5 over to the right by adding 5 to both sides. So negative 15 plus 5 will give us negative 10. And then dividing both sides by 2, x will equal negative 5. Now remember, we do have to double check that answer. If we were to plug in a negative 5 here in our denominator, that would be negative 5 plus 5, which is a 0. So our answer of negative 5 creates a 0 denominator for this very first fraction. That's an undefined number. Anything over 0 is undefined. So we actually have to throw out our answer of negative 5. This is an extraneous answer. So actually, for our problem, there is no solution. We did all of that work, but then we had to go back and double check that it would not create a 0 denominator. Because it did, we couldn't use that answer. It worked out in the algebra, but it doesn't really work in the original problem. There is, in fact, no solution to this problem.